Alright guys, how's it going? It's time to head home. Don't forget to go fastest routes like I always do. So yeah, 1,000 light years in this direction. What I'm going to do is maybe head up a bit. Rather than flying back in the same sort of plane, yeah, I'm going to head up a bit. Right, so the Class O's are showing they're just exceptionally rare. As you maybe expect, actually. I think I'm going to head to this one though. Right now, 72.9 light seconds. If you remember, HR5171, I came in 220 light seconds away, but most blue stars are only about 20 light seconds distant. Maybe because this is a Class O, which is a very large star. Yeah. 17 times, so 17 solar radius. Look at the mass, 92 solar masses. This is a big star. 100,000 Kelvin. That seems a little bit odd as well. I think also it's kind of old. Yeah, this is definitely a bug. There is no way a star of this size would live for that long. Yeah, it says they're very short-lived with lifetimes of 1 to 10 million years. Yeah. There is still a few bugs that they need to iron out in the galaxy map. There's a few here. That surface temperature can't be right. And the mass of this is massive. There are more massive stars, but this is really big. But there's no way that it would last for that amount of time. Not at that size. Right, let's continue home then. Alright, a little bit of potential here, I think. We've got a small Class M. If you remember the last one, I said that around about 0.2 astronomical units, you've got a chance of water. I mean, this looks like a pretty good chance. Between 0.2 and 0.6 is what I said. I'm going to check out these two here anyway. And see, this one looks fairly, it could be. Right, so we found a water world. We'll head in a bit closer. It's not massively different from the rest as you might expect. It could probably do with, adding a few more textures for stuff like this. They are rare enough that it's not a major issue, I guess. And it's something that they'll probably do as we go along a bit. There seems to be quite a lot of variation in the Earth-like worlds though from what I've seen, and they are so incredibly rare. And maybe, these water worlds could do with just a little bit more variation. They do look really nice up close, yeah? Especially when you can get the star and the sun and most stars in the background. This one's pretty warm. Carbon dioxide, a lot of oxygen as well. Another water world. Well, that's a nice surprise. This one definitely looks different from the others I've been to. Yeah, 2 water worlds in one system, one little red system. Certainly a nice surprise, that one. This one's got some pretty interesting poles on it. But yeah, 2 water worlds in a Class M. You probably won't find that an awful lot. But yeah, 2 water worlds in one tiny insignificant Class M. Just goes to show you. It's got an interesting look to it. I'll have to go out and check out this one. Ammonia world. Now these are even more rare, apparently. And they pay an awful lot too. So look at it. Terrestrial ammonia world with an active ammonia-based chemistry and carbon ammonia-based life. Right, so that was pretty much it. This ammonia world, I'll be honest with you, I don't really know an awful lot about this. I do have like a sort of minor chemistry qualification and astronomy. You may have guessed that, you know, from some of the stuff that I've been saying that I've got some kind of, you know, background in this. But yeah, I'm going to have to read up in this ammonia-based life thing, or the carbon ammonia-based life. I had heard about it until, before now, but this is the first I've found one. See, ammonia and oxygen atmosphere. You can't really see any there though. Yeah, that's one. That's worth, you know, googling this one. This is more about getting home now as fast as possible and in one piece. It's an interesting looking system though. I think I'm going to head here. I mean, these are the ones that you look at and think, must be a very good chance of finding an Aethelite world around a system like that. An F5, a K9, a G1. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely going to head over here just to check out this system. Yeah, this could be a very interesting little mini system I'm coming up to. We've got 3 planets. All of them certainly capable of having something interesting at them. Yep, this could be interesting. A little trinary planet system. You don't see this very often. Just high metal contents. I'll be very surprised if they're all not terraformable though. Let's have a look. Right, terraforming. Yep, 3 pretty little planets all in a row. Yep, pretty unusual. You won't see that too often, I think. See, 5 terraforming candidates in one system. I think that's probably as good as I've seen for myself. Certainly in a single system, a single star system. Obviously, the more stars in a system, you're way more likely to get stuff like that. But yeah, all of these. It's like 5 in a row. "64 new objects around a red dwarf." Now you can probably guess that many of these are going to be asteroids, yeah? And it looks like we've got a bunch of other... This could be a brown dwarf here. Not that many asteroids actually. Let's have a look. Wow. Yep. Every so often you get something that doesn't make an awful lot of sense. I mean, look at all this. If you want to go and scan all that, then by all means be my guest. I think I'll just continue onward. Right, let's head on then over to this G8 maybe. Just trying to keep heading the same sort of direction. Now that's an interesting one. I think I'll go check this one out. A couple of very hot Bs and a hot A. Still about 1700 light years from home.
Fuel scooping.
Pretty interesting looking close up. Yep. Continue on. Gonna have to check this one out, I think. What does that look like? Oh, this is going to be one smart world, this one. There's a brown dwarf up there with a very small planet orbiting it. And way out here we have got a ringed water world. Gonna have to go in and have a closer look at this. Right, so this here, we've got a surface temperature of 267 Kelvin, which is obviously very close to freezing. Oxygen and water, very small as well. But yeah, orbiting a class-wide dwarf. I'm gonna guess though that it's not getting any heat from this. I mean, it must be getting the heat from this, the Class A, instead of the actual dwarf. That would kind of make sense, because the dwarf has about 3.3 AUs out, orbiting a white star, a Class A, so this is about the range. Maybe a little bit further out, but yeah. A water world with rings, orbiting a class-wide dwarf. I think I'll head into this one's rings. Yep, it's pretty cool. Nice blue colour. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Continue on. Right, so we've got an HD here, so we're going to head to there. Oh, that was an interesting. Wow. This is spinning fast. Oh man, how cool is that? Yeah, I'm pretty close to it. 1.77 light seconds. It was really quite bizarre, the entrance to it, because you got like sort of little, you know, entrance spark stars around it, and it was clearly, you know, there was something else going on, and it was only when I stopped I realised this is spinning really quickly. I'm not sure if it's a bug or not. Now, here's the thing, anything spinning this fast is going to be, you know, flattened around the middle. It's not going to be able to hold that perfectly spherical shape. One of the main stars in the game, Akina, the Empire capital, it is basically very much like that. It's flattened because of its rotation speed. Any star rotating that fast is definitely going to be the same. This is almost like a blue giant pulsar, how quickly it's spinning. So again, I'm not sure if that's a bug or not. I've certainly never saw anything like it. And I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to get this close to it either. I'm not quite sure why I'm able to get so close to this one at 1.75 light seconds away. Still, it's pretty interesting. HD 122450A, part of a binary system. Very small. Yeah, that's got to be why. I mean, it's very small, even though it's got a huge mass. Yeah, it's got to have something to do with that. Yeah, the mass and the radius combined is making it spin. Almost certainly a game bug, but I don't know. Somebody else maybe know a bit more about that than I do. 5 stars in that one. Right, let's head to this 5-star system. Whoa. It's not good. Oh no.
Warning, temperature critical. Fuel scooping complete.
Holy crap, that was lucky. Right, you can see what I just jumped into there then. I did bring a heatsink with me, but I've already used them. Oh dear. Yep. Yeah. We're starting to come across some interesting objects on the way back, that's for sure. I basically just had the presence of mind to get out of there ASAP. Orbital period of half a day. It's an interesting looking Class K as well. And this one must be pretty close to a Class G. Yep, it's a pretty interesting system. Mostly due to that. This Class A is spinning pretty quickly as well. It really is such a pity about the window. Now, I haven't actually said anything about this, but there is going to be an outside camera. I think in Wings patch 1.2, so that's coming soon. Basically speaking, you're going to be allowed to use a little outside camera that lets you take better shots, you know, without the window. You won't be able to use it in combat because I think it locks your ship in place or something. Not entirely sure about that. It is mostly for explorers, so that's definitely one to look forward to. But yeah, this is one of the more interesting binaries I've come across, certainly. And it was almost the end of my trip. Pretty hard to believe I could get in between those and not actually drop out because I was too close. Sheer luck more than anything else, I think. Yeah. I mean, I actually chose to jump in here, but that's maybe one thing you've got to have to look out for. It's pretty unusual to see 5 stars in a system. Obviously, the more stars there are, the more chance you're going to get of that. So yeah, maybe just look out for that one. I think it depends on what direction you come in at as well. Although, in this case, it probably wouldn't have mattered because I was just so close to them anyway. Still over 1,000 light years from home. Take a screenshot of this one. I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to log out here just for maybe an hour or two. And we'll see just how far it's moved when I log back in. I think I'm safe here, yeah? Right, so it's been about maybe 4 hours instead of the 2 that I said it would be. And as you can see, it's a complete switch around, yeah? It's pretty smart. I mean, this just shows that the galaxy is indeed dynamic, yeah? Things are happening all the time. You can clearly see that the Class M has moved to the other side. Just as you would expect, really. Sorry, the Class K, yeah. It is orbiting this Class A. Half a day's orbital period. It's very cool, really. It's these little things that most people won't notice, but yeah, this is what makes Elite for many people. And now you can see where it's moved to. I had another little break, yeah, for the night. And this is what I'm looking at when I log in. Time to continue on though. Now what does this look like to you? This one's going to be too warm. Yeah, it's too hot. But I'm pretty sure that's water there at least, so let's go out and have a look. I really am finding an awful lot on the way back compared to what I had on my journey out. Right, so this should be the first water world, and I'm thinking that's the second one up there. I'm going to have a closer look at them, of course. Right, so there's the first water world. Let's go in and have a closer look at it. Coming in the wrong side. It's not too different from what we've seen before. Pretty nice view though in behind the sun. Right, now the next one should be up here. It's got a small moon around it. Yep, so we've got 2 water worlds in one system again. Let's scan this little moon, then we'll go have a look at the water world. You can see how much energy it gets from the star even this far out. Right, so I might as well finish off this entire system. This hasn't been too bad though. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 terraforming candidates. 2 water worlds. Not terraformable. So 4 terraformable candidates altogether, including 2 water worlds. Whoa. And there's one behind it as well. Starting to get a little bit nervous about the regularity of these. Yeah, see, this has only got a 23-day orbital period. I'm going to get a shot of this one. This system, because it's all pretty close together.
Fuel scooping.
There you go. Another little gem of a system. It's hard to beat a couple of stars close together. If you can get a third one in the picture as well, then it just makes it all the better. Yep, that'd be a pretty interesting place to live. I'm starting to get a bit nervous every time I jump into a system now, because I've had so many close calls with binaries. That's a pretty interesting looking system, but I'm not going to spend any time in it, because I'm still 1,000 light years from home. But at least I'm halfway there now. Really, I didn't expect the return journey to be this eventful, but there's been a lot going on, way more than there was on the way out. There's an interesting coloured gas giant. I'm going to have to pay this one a visit. And so it's just a class 3 gas giant. Doesn't look like there's anything remarkable about it apart from a rather nice colour to it. And it's pretty big as well. Yeah, that's certainly one of the more unusual ones that I've seen. Right, so we must be getting pretty close now to the distance where pirates and NPCs will be spawning. Yeah, I'm only 650 from Lave, so I'm definitely now getting to the stage where, under 500 light years distance, we'll be starting to see some NPCs again. It's been so long, I've probably forgot how to do any kind of combat. I haven't fired a laser in about 10 hours at least. I'm going to have to pay this one a visit, I think. An F Giant. You don't see too many of those around. Right, like I said, it's a Class F Giant. Pretty rare star. You don't see an awful lot of these around. Right, now what are you? And you look interesting as well. Yeah, there could be a few interesting objects here. I'm not going over there. Not going to you either. But I think this is worth checking out. And its neighbour. Then we do indeed have a water world here. Go and have a look at it. Not hugely different from any of the others. It's another double. How many times now have I jumped into something like this? I must say this one was particularly smart, the fact that it's just in behind it. You really get some nice entrances when you see 2 stars on the screen like that. And there's another double. It's unbelievable how often I'm getting this on the way back. To watch my fuel again. 76 new objects. That's a record by quite some distance.
Fuel scooping.
I think my previous base was about 64 or something. Pretty close to that star there. It's a ship, and it's an eagle. I wonder, is he going to try to interdict me and rob me of all my data?
Frameshift drive charging.
Been a long, long time since I saw another ship. Another pretty close binary. A double-double. Just be like me to get ganked by a python, yeah. You can start to see them now. There's Lave only 72 light years away. Here's a cobra coming. This is just... oh, it's a master as well. I think I want to avoid this one, frankly. Yep. Not fighting that right now. Finally! Back in Lave. I'm still unfriendly with them. Selling all this data, however, is going to make a big difference. This is why I came here. Thankfully this is just an eagle coming after me this time. It's a Viper. An expert as well.
Target shields offline.
One of these days I'll get the scan off. Can't believe I'm fighting an expert Viper just outside Lave Station after travelling 4,000 light years. Oh yeah, jump, why don't you? Right. I think I've had enough excitement right now, in all honesty, so I'm just going to head back to Lave, hopefully, Lave Station. Finally, I can safely say that my D6 shields have come in handy. Maybe the weapon's not that useful, but the D6 shields, yeah, especially against that Cobra. I won't be taking any risks in the way in, as you can probably appreciate. These thrusters are terrible. Yeah, D thrusters certainly not helping combat potency.
Docking successful.
It has been a long trip. That is probably 10 hours or more. 17,500 repair cost. 32,000 in alliance bounties. But the really interesting one is, how much have I made? We've got 1.4 million. I'll write down that as well to see what we started with and what we ended with. Just going to sell it all. Right, first to discover. So adds a bunch of bonuses for being first to discover certain objects. Some nice bonuses there. Some good bonuses here as well. It's 50% bonus for being first, I believe. So definitely pays to be first to get those water worlds, at least I would think. I did find quite a few of them. Money's going to be a lot better than I thought. I've started at 1.4, I'm still not done, and I'm over 3 million already. So there you go. Made about 2.2 million overall. I reckon it would, all of that, this entire expedition, 10 hours, probably. The bonus is helping a lot, obviously. Getting you a good, you know, maybe made 500,000 in bonuses out of all that lately. It's still not awesome compared to trading, but nothing is. Can't really complain about it. I've got my name in a few systems. Got to be happy with stuff like that as well. That's what it's really all about. Get my repairs done. The wear and tear costs at 120,000. Pretty harsh, yeah. I mean, that's like a 10th, well, not quite a 10th, a 20th of my profit gone. So that's pretty harsh. So let's say 2 million overall is what I made out of that. Again, can't really complain about it. Next up for me though, I'm going to have a look at the Wings beta. That's probably going to be tomorrow. And I've also got a joystick that I want to try out. I'm going to be trying that out in combat, obviously. That's probably going to be a series of videos as well, just to see how I can transition from the mouse to the HOTAS. So that could be quite interesting. I'll do keybind videos as well, how things are going to be changing. It could be quite complicated. We should make for some pretty interesting videos, especially for those people who are still playing on the mouse and thinking about maybe, you know, going for the T-Flight HOTAS X or something. So look out for those.